presents... The Wonderful World of Color. On this program, we're bringing you another episode of our story, Kilroy. And though it was really unintentional, this has turned out to be a very instructive and educational show. For instance, you're going to learn all about judo, and also all about boot camp, how to follow up a love affair, how to stop gang warfare, and how to build a booby trap. Of course, if you're figuring on doing any of these, it helps to have an ex-Marine around. Now, after all of that, one might think this is a mighty violent program, but it really isn't, as you'll see now in part 2 of the story of our ex-Marine, Kilroy.
Hey, watch it, will ya? What's that you're making? A booby trap. What does it look like? What's a booby trap? Something to catch boobs with. You boob.
Hi, Billy.
Hi, Glad. Watch that string, Glad. Step over it.
Gladys.
Hi, Mother.
Well, welcome. Billy, aren't you going to say hello to your sister? You haven't seen her in 2 weeks.
I did, Mom. I said hi. Hey, watch it, Dad. Watch that string.
What's that doing there?
It's for an experiment.
That's no place for it. Somebody could trip over.
Billy!
What are you doing, trying to kill us all?
Well, gee, Dad. I tried to warn you.
It's been like this ever since you left.
It's for Louie and his gang. If they come sneaking around, to scare them off and warn us. You see, the string pulls the switch, and the switch is connected to the battery. And the spark coil makes a spark. And,
This your idea or Oscar's?
well, Oscar was telling me how they laid minefields in the Marines.
We don't need a minefield in our front yard.
Well, gee, Dad, it'd be great for burglars to scare them off.
I'd rather have the burglars.
I'll tell Oscar Glass here.
Oscar, he'll have that boy blowing the roof off yet.
Who's Oscar? Oscar Kilroy. I wrote you. One of Greg's buddies from the Marines. Oh, yeah. See, Greg asked him to stop by and see us, so naturally we invited him to stay.
He didn't have to accept.
Well, Greg would have wanted us to. I mean, there was his room empty. He's really very nice. We're terribly fond of him, really. It's just that, well, he's been terribly nice to Billy.
We've been occupied, that's what. The Marines have landed.
Sam? Oscar? I don't think you've met Gladys. This is Billy's sister.
Hello.
Hi.
I've been hearing a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too. From Greg, I mean. But, gee, you don't look anything like your picture. I mean, your picture's very pretty, but I didn't figure on...
My daughter's engaged, you know.
3 long years.
Daddy, if you'll excuse me, I'll go up and change.
Oh, darling, Harvey's coming right over. I just called him. They grew up together. Harvey's in banking.
If Harvey's in banking, I'm in steel.
Well, he works at the bank, doesn't he?
He goes there every day. I don't know what he does. Probably sits there dreaming up those screwy inventions of his.
Hey, maybe I should tell him about mine.
Don't you dare.
Harvey has a workshop. He likes to make things.
Oh, yeah? Oh, me too.
Harvey can make anything but money.
Oh, darling, he does try. It was your idea that he work at the bank.
Not mine, Gladys's.
You got him the job.
I put in a word for him. Now I cross the street every time I have to go by there.
You mustn't get the wrong idea. Harvey really does have a very fine mind.
He just doesn't know what to do with it.
I'm not knocking him, boy. He gave me a spark coil.
Hey. Where are you off to?
Down to the cannon. I promised the guys I'd meet him there for maneuvers.
Wait. No live ammunition.
Don't worry, Dad. Dad's a great kidder. Hey, Glenn! Harvey's here. Hi, Harv. How's the kid? Go on in.
Mr. Fuller?
Oh, Harvey. A long time no Harvey.
Gladys was away, so I...
Been busy evenings in your workshop, I expect.
Harvey, dear. Gladys, darling.
In a minute, Mother.
Harvey's here. Oh, Harvey. I'd like to have you meet a friend of Greg's. This is Oscar Kilroy.
Oscar Kilroy?
Kilroy.
Yes.
Oh, how are you, Harvey?
Fine.
Mr. and Mrs. Fuller have told me an awful lot about your shop. It sounds great.
Oh, you're interested in those things? Well, I got quite a lot of equipment if you'd care to see it.
Well, I'd love to.
Oh, great. Well, come over any time. Why don't you come over tonight? I mean, you know, I'm pretty well set up with power tools and stuff like that. Oh, right now I'm working on one of these special...
Harvey.
Oh, well, I'd like to show it to you. Well, Gladys, you're home.
Nice of you to notice. Finally.
Oh, well, I was just telling Oscar about my... Have I done something?
There's something you haven't done.
Oh. Excuse me.
I thought this evening perhaps we could...
Oh, well, I was just asking Oscar why didn't he come over to my place? Oh, you too.
What for?
Well, he wants to see the shop.
Well, I've seen your shop.
Ah, but you don't know what I'm working on now. You see, it's one of these special kind of things that he...
Harvey, don't bore him with your inventions.
Oh, he's not boring me.
Well, you don't even know anything about it.
Yeah, well, let's hear about it.
Well, Harvey, I have to go to the hairdresser's. Come on out. You can drop me off on the way.
I'll see you later, Harvey.
Okay, well, I hope you come by. Tell Billy if he'd like to come, too,
That's all we need in this family. Another mad scientist.
Billy! Hey, you guys, there's Billy! Billy! Hey, Billy! Hey, Billy! What's going on, you guys? Lou and his gang. They've got the cannon. They won't let us on it. We were there first and they chased us off. Well, why'd you let them? You know why. Because they fight dirty. We told them when you came, you'd beat them up. What'd you tell them that for? 'Cause they said we were scared. You're not scared, are you, Billy? Of course not. Just follow me. Billy, you're not scared, are you? I told you. Come on. Hey, you guys.
What do you want?
We had dibs on that cannon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got there first. So you stay off it.
Oh, now, who's gonna make us?
Yeah, who's gonna make us? Yeah, who's gonna make us? Who's gonna make us? You make 'em. Quit shoving.
Well, what's the matter? You scared?
Yeah, you scared? Come on. Look at him.
Well, come on. You scared?
You'd be scared if you didn't have your old gang with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, prove it. Step over that line.
You step over it.
Okay. I stepped over it.
Well, step back.
Oh,
what a
guys.
bunch of chickens.
And you can tell your old man he sells bum hardware.
Well, you sell bum fruit.
You take that back.
Well, my mom said so. She had to throw away a whole cantaloupe because it was rotten.
You take that back, you hear me?
Hey, Billy, let's get out of here.
Come on, gang.
Hey, let's get Oscar. Yeah, let's get Oscar. Yeah, let's tell Oscar. He'll fix him.
Oh,
I
don't
care. Go home. You wait till Oscar comes.
Who the heck is Oscar?
what's the matter, fellas?
It's Louie and his gang. They wouldn't let us on the cannon. And we were there first, too. They wouldn't let us get near it. They said they'd murder us.
Well, Billy, I tell you, there's an awful lot of Louis in this world, and there's only one way to handle them.
Yeah? What's that?
Well, you stand up to them. Otherwise, they'll keep on pushing you around if you don't.
But they're bigger than us. They sure are.
Well, it's not always the guy who's the biggest or the guy who talks the toughest either. Now, you take your brother Greg. You don't see him going around thumping his chest and hollering like he's Tarzan. But you see him in action, boy, and he's the greatest.
Yeah, if Greg was here, he'd fix Louie, boy.
Well, I don't think he would. I think he'd say it's up to you. A fellow who won't stand up for his rights, he isn't going to have any. Once Louis finds out that you're scared of him...
I'm not scared.
Oh, good. Because most guys like that are just a lot of hot air. And once you stand up to them, they'll back right down.
Come on, you guys. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna go over there and punch Louie in the nose.
Wait a second. I didn't mean...
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me see you. Go on. Yeah.
Attaboy, Billy! Hey, go for it!
I'll let him do that to you. Just wait a minute.
Billy!
Hold it. I'll bring it up. Bring it up. That's enough. I said that's enough. Hold it. Now, come on. The fight's over. Now, let's call it a draw.
Well, you had to yell for help.
Who was down last?
Look at you.
Well, I'll beat you any day.
Oh, you name the day. You name the
I'll
time.
take it right now, right now.
Knock it off.
Now, come on, gang.
Come on, let me look at you.
I wasn't scared of him, Oscar. No kidding. Once it got started, boy, I wish Greg would have been here. Boy, he was great. Gee, I wish it'd been a fair fight. No kidding.
Billy, what happened? Oscar, what happened?
Well, it's only a nosebleed. He got into a little discussion.
It was Louie in his game, but I almost fixed him.
I told you to stay away from that boy. Now, hold still.
I'm okay, Mom.
Oscar, you could have prevented this.
Well, it wasn't Oscar. Oscar was right. He told me to stand up to him, and I did. Didn't I, Oscar?
Well, you did your best.
You go upstairs and change your shirt.
Well, don't be blaming Oscar.
Well, boys get into this sort of thing, you know.
Well, not if someone doesn't put them up to it.
And it worked. I could prove it, but they wouldn't even let me demonstrate it. They said if it was any good, Edison would have thought of it. So I gave up on that.
Who had the evening newspaper?
It's right in front of your nose.
Where's my nose?
Keep looking.
Well, I mean, that's what you're up against. You know, inventing a thing is easy. It's getting people to listen to you.
Well, what are you working on now?
Well, I don't know who I'm ever going to sell it to, but it's kind of a burglar alarm.
Oh, Harvey, honestly, you and your inventions.
Don't pay any attention to her.
Well, Oscar asked me a question. I was just
Punch her in the nose. It's the only way. Right, Oscar?
No. I'm not sure that a punch in the nose solves everything.
He might just be right.
I'm telling you, you don't stand up for your rights, you're never going to have any. Am I right, Oscar?
Well, don't ask me. I'm no expert, especially on women.
Women? They're no different from people. Go on, Harv, about your invention.
Oh, well, it works with a relay switch, see? What you do is you put the relay switch on the door like this, and when somebody comes in the door, it snaps the switch, the flash and the camera go off, and you got your criminal right on film.
Hey, that's great.
That Oscar, he keeps encouraging him. Harvey's hardly looked at me all evening.
Oh, darling, you know how men are when they get interested in something.
Harvey makes me so mad. If he'd work half as hard at the bank as he does at night in that fool shop of his, we wouldn't be waiting around to get married.
Maybe Harvey would rather be an inventor than a banker. So maybe you two better talk it over.
Well, I just about had it.
You know the trouble with most burglar alarms?
Yeah, who pays any attention to them?
You know, you walk down the street in the city and you hear them all the time.
Always out of whack.
Yeah, even the cops don't pay any attention to him.
So why should a burglar worry?
Right.
But you know, if you had something like a trick they use in the Navy. Sound effects at night when they couldn't see. You know, make big noises like a big attack to fool the enemy and draw their fire. Guns firing, bombs, planes diving.
A tape recorder, you could hook it to a tape recorder.
Yeah, you'd have a dog barking or somebody hollering police.
Yeah, and sirens coming, police sirens.
And gunshots.
You know, some of that burglar would be out of there before he touched the thing, and you'd still have a picture of him.
It'd work. It would work.
Sure it would work.
Patent it, you guys, quick.
The only thing is... what? It'd take money. You know, I mean, for tapes and amplifiers, speakers, you know, it might run $400 or $500.
Peanuts. You sell it to a bank, they got all the money in the world.
Harvey,
Yeah?
could I talk to you a moment?
Excuse me.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about what?
You're spending $500 on that idiotic nonsense.
Well, it's my money.
It's your money, but it's our future.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of, our future.
Harvey, I won't allow it.
You won't allow what?
If you think I'm going to marry a man who throws his money away on tinker toys...
Well, if that's the way you want it, that's fine with me.
Harvey, are you telling me you want our engagement broken?
No, you're telling me, and it's fine with me, boy. It's fine with me.
Harvey.
Thank you very much for dinner, Mrs. Fuller.
Harvey, where are you going?
Back to my shop. And that's where you'll find me from now on.
Boy, he really told her, huh, Oscar? Just like you said.
What did I say?
I just don't understand it. Every time they've had a spat before, Harvey's called right away and apologized.
Good for him. He's beginning to stand up for himself.
Oh, Sam, I do think we should take this seriously. After all, it is our own daughter's engagement.
What about Oscar? Has he said anything about leaving?
No, he hasn't. If he doesn't, I think we're going to have to.
Why don't you?
Because every time I start to speak to him, he does something nice. Why don't you speak to him?
Okay.
Good morning, folks.
Morning, Oscar.
Hi, Mom. See you later. I'll be at the...
Billy,
Oh, I ate, Mom. I had cereal, and my bed's all made, so...
where do you think you're going?
Down to the cannon.
No, you're not. Not after yesterday.
But I told the guys, Mom. They're expecting me.
Absolutely not. Haven't you gotten into enough trouble over that cannon?
Oh, Mom. Dad?
You heard your mother.
Why don't you have your friends over here? But stay away from that Louis.
What do they want to come here for? What's to do here?
Now, stick around, Billy. We'll find something to do.
What do you mean?
Now, stick around, that's all. Now, sit down.
Okay.
Well, I mean, first you have to go to boot camp, and there's weeks and weeks of that, and then they send you away to where
What's a boot camp? Who doesn't know what a boot camp is?
they... Well, that's where they teach you everything and how to toughen you up and how to stay alive.
Hey, let's play boot camp. Hey, good idea. Yeah, how about it? Oscar could teach us. Yeah, and get us tough. So if we run into Louis and his guys... Pow! How about it, Oscar? Will you help us?
I don't know. It's kind of rugged. I don't know if you guys can take it.
What do you mean?
Hold it, man, hold it. Now, the first thing you have to do is to learn how to take orders.
All right. Give us some orders.
Okay? Fall in. Line up, on a double. Let's go. Hut. Suck it in there, mister.
It is in. You want it sticking out in back? Sorry, sir.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's it. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. All right, Billy. This is a front kick roll. Okay, let's go. Pivot on your right foot. Back on your left. Hook your arm.
Ah!
Hey, that's very good. I want to show you one thing. Now, you hold on.
Look at us, gang. They're coming. They're looking for trouble. This is it, men. Sparrow Station.
Now, hold it. This is not it. You haven't been dismissed yet.
But they're coming, Oscar. Right down the alley.
Well, let them come. Just ignore them.
But, Oscar, what have we been training for?
I said ignore them. Now, that's an order. Now, resume positions.
Oh, Oscar, we had a chance to get them. Yeah, we could get even.
Now, that's an order.
Oh, we could take them on.
That's an order. All right, Petey. Grab a hold of my hand with your two hands. Now, sweep it up and sweep it down quickly.
Man, was he... I did it! I did it!
You sure did, Petey. Hey, you fellas want to try it?
Hey! Hey, you guys!
Now, hold it. Hold it. Come on. I'll show you. It's easy.
What's the idea?
Come on. Come on. Hop down.
Billy, you come here this minute.
Hi, Mom. We got any pop?
Billy, this fighting has to stop immediately. I'm surprised that Oscar would...
Oh, Mom, we're not fighting. We're practicing judo.
Oh. Well, who are all those boys?
Hey, Louie, come here a minute.
Louie?
Iggy, Jocko, Snyder. Hey, you guys. Mom, I'd like you to meet Louie Morelli, my friend.
But isn't this the boy who,
Oh, that's bygones. We're all the same gang now. They joined up with Kilroy's Marauders.
I give up. I absolutely give up. Into the kitchen, out of the kitchen, slamming the doors, heating up the icebox. Honestly, if I have to go through another day like this one, those kids were in and out of this house at least a dozen times, getting snacks and drinks of water and tracking dirt in and out of the house. Out back, it looks like no man's land.
What were they up to?
Oh, screaming and hollering, carrying on. Louis Morelli and his bunch, too. Can you imagine? Well, at least there wasn't any mayhem today. No thanks to our helpful house guest. Billy.
Hiya, men. What's the old mess all come up with tonight?
Where's Oscar?
Hey, Oscar! Joe!
Must you shout?
Hey, hamburger. Great. Shoot the blood.
The what?
The ketchup. Shoot the ketchup.
That's Marine talk, I suppose.
Well, I don't know what kind of manners they teach them in the Marines.
They don't teach them manners. They teach them to be tough. And they are, boy. Why, Oscar was telling me. Hey, Oscar.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late.
Billy, please pass Oscar's plate.
Tell him about the time he got lost for 3 days and had to live on crickets and raw frogs.
Well, I don't think they want to hear that right now, Billy. As a matter of fact, I don't like to remember it.
Another time he drove a bulldozer right into the...
Billy, just eat your dinner, please.
Hey, how old do you have to be to get in the Marines?
Old enough to use a napkin. Hold it. This is not a mess hall, and we are not at war. And until Congress declares we are, there are certain amenities that are going to be observed around here. Do I make myself clear?
Pass the bread, please, Glad.
Hey, this is like mercury control.
Oh, I'm glad you came. I was going to call you.
Oh, don't tell me you have it all finished.
Oh, you want to see?
Yeah, sure.
Well, there it is.
Tapes, relay, switch, camera, it works.
Yeah. By the way, how's Gladys?
Gladys, she's fine.
That's what I was afraid of. I suppose she's still not speaking to me.
No, I wouldn't worry about Gladys. You sell this thing for $1 million and she'll be speaking to you.
Well, that's just it. I mean, selling the thing, it works fine, but, I don't know.
Well, you work for a bank. They have money. Well, they need protection.
I tried. Mr. Binswanger wouldn't even listen to me. Well, he never listened to anything you say anyway, but...
Well, give him a demonstration. That's the best way to sell it.
What if he won't even listen to me?
Well, go ahead and install it without him knowing about it. Don't even ask. Just go ahead and do it.
Well, after hours, I suppose. I mean, after everybody's gone, I got a key to the bank. But what if I did?
Well, the next day you can go over to Mr. Birdsinger and say...
Binswanger.
Binswanger. Mr. Binswanger, may I have 30 seconds of your time?
And he'll say no.
Well, in that case, you just set it off. That'll bring it to his attention. And then they'll say, what's the meaning of this? And then you'll explain it to him.
Yeah, and then he'll say, get out of here and never come back.
Maybe. Maybe not. Harvey, do you want to be a banker?
No. Well, not really. I mean, that was Gladys's idea. She's not even speaking to me. Well, I'm not speaking to her either.
Well, then...
Can you imagine? Can you imagine, Gladys, if we did this?
They don't have any alarm system, only in the vault. Sure. Buenos Bank.
Now, there we are. All done. Yep. Now, you see, you just flip the switch. Now it's connected.
I'd love to see it work. I'd love to hear it just once.
No, don't you dare.
Shh, listen.
Help! Police over here! Bank's being robbed! Help! Help! Police! Get in! Don't let him go! Over here! Help! Bobby, I got him! I got him! Out of my bank! Somebody help me! I got him! Get out of me! Bobby, I got him! Great work, Oscar. You got him.
Somebody get him off my back!
Oscar, you sitting on Mr. Binswanger, the president of the bank?
Yeah, I got him. I got Mr. Birdsinger, the president. The president of the bank?
What's up, you idiot?
You mean Mr. Birdsinger, the man we wanted to see? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Birdsinger. I hope I didn't hurt you or anything, but it's funny that we should bump into each other.
Police, arrest this man. Where are they?
Well, let me explain.
Kilroy.
Well, hi, Mr. Barrett.
What's going on here?
Well, I thought the bank was being robbed and it was only the president.
Barrett, what are you doing here?
Well, I might ask you the same thing. What are you doing? Breaking into your own bank?
I came back to get my rubbers.
You expect a newspaper to believe that?
Well, it happens to be the truth. I'm leaving on a trip.
It seems to me you were in pretty much of a hurry.
Where are the police?
Mr. Birdsinger, let me explain. There wasn't any police. There wasn't any dogs, and there wasn't any sirens. There wasn't any shooting. It was all sound effects.
Is this a joke?
Oh, no, sir. It's a burglar alarm.
A what?
A burglar alarm. Isn't it great? And it's not even on the market yet. We just wanted to have a demonstration. And this is the fella that invented it.
Wessop?
Yeah.
Wessop, you're fired.
Just a moment.
And you, what's your name?
Kilroy.
You're fired, too.
Now, hold on, CT.
And Barrett, if you print this...
Think I won't?
Oh. Hoist on his own petard was C.T. Binswanger, president of the First National Bank, when he tried to tiptoe into the bank after dark and wound up instead in the rogues gallery by setting off a protective device he didn't even know was there. With spectacular results seen in the photo above. A warning to all burglars and bank presidents. Now I ask you, Mayor, is that not grounds for legal action?
On what charge?
By spreading malicious rumors, possibly causing or tending to cause a run on the bank.
Oh, now, C.T., I don't think the people are going to take this thing seriously.
But a bank must be taken seriously. If a bank loses that, it loses everything. You, as the director, should know that.
Well, yes, I suppose you're right. Tell me, how'd the paper get a hold of this photo?
A former employee, Harvey Wessop.
Harvey Wessop, he wouldn't...
And he had an accomplice by the name of Kilroy.
Aha, now we're getting somewhere. Kilroy, just who is this Kilroy? Where's he from? What's his record? What do we know about him? He's a troublemaker, probably an imposter. Claims to be a veteran. Most likely a deserter if he was ever in the service at all. I tell you, I've been suspicious of this Kilroy right from the start.
Why didn't you do something? Instead of just...
I know. I may have appeared to be taken in by him, but I was just biding my time. And now is the time. You know what we're going to do? We are going to wire the Department of Defense. Wire them for his record. Get the goods on him and run him out of town.
What's funny about Harvey losing his job?
Well, that's Harvey for you.
It's not Harvey. Harvey's never gotten into anything like this. Never would have if Kilroy hadn't been here. Oh, Sam, you've got to do something. Look what he's doing to Billy. What? That gang that gave Billy a bloody nose? What does he do? Invites them right into our backyard. Oh, boys, I've forbidden Billy to have anything to do with. Sam, you've got to do something. Now they're in the kitchen again. You've got to speak to Oscar.
All right, I'll speak to him this evening.
No. Today it's my turn to have the bridge club over here, and it's going to be hard in the middle of maneuvers.
All right, I'll speak to him.
Hey, you're out of soft drinks, Mrs. Fuller. I'll take the car and get some if you want. It'll only take a minute.
Oscar, sit down. Have you had lunch?
Yeah, I had lunch with the boys. Cold beans. They feel rugged eating out of a can.
Uh-huh. Oscar, you've been with us a little over a week now, and I must say, well, we've enjoyed every minute of it. Naturally, any friend of Greg's is...
It's sure been swell for me, too. I can't begin to tell you folks how much it's meant.
Well, it's been a pleasure for us, too. We just...
Greg certainly didn't exaggerate when he told me that you were the greatest. You certainly make a fella feel at home.
That's the way we wanted you to feel. And we're grateful for your interest. In Billy, I mean?
Oh, I get a big kick out of it. Oh, Billy's a great kid. And well, I don't have any brothers of my own, so...
The thing is, Oscar, Mrs. Fuller's having this little bridge party this afternoon, and with the boys running in and out all the time.
Oh, well, if that's all that's bothering you, I'm taking him on a hike this afternoon. You'll never see him. Don't worry about anything. I'll take care of him. Well, it looks like it might rain.
No kidding? I think I felt it a few drops.
Yeah, I think we better turn back.
Oh, come on, you gotta let it. They're mean if you're gonna do that. Please, come on. We're rugged now, Oscar.
Okay, men, move out.
Up, 2, 3, 4, hop.
I've never seen it come down like this.
I'm going to get the car.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I see them. Billy? Oh,
Come on, boy, Herbie, make way.
You're shaking. Come on, get out of these wet
We
clothes.
better get him upstairs. He isn't feeling too good.
Sam,
Pick him up, son.
call the doctor.
Yeah, here we go.
Gladys, turn on the electric blanket.
He'll be all right.
Thank heaven.
We don't like to give penicillin unless we have to. I don't think he's even going to need any. I'd just go out and let him rest now.
Thank you.
If you'll turn that light out.
Oscar, you're not going.
I feel the doctor thinks...
Please?
Okay, just until you go to sleep, maybe.
Tell me again how you rescued me in the jungle.
And then will you go to sleep?
Uh-huh.
You remember how it was. Now, those monkeys were holding you for hostage. Why didn't we just shoot our way through? Well, we couldn't without hitting you. And even if we managed to miss you, those monkeys would have taken care of you.
Tell me how you saved me.
I crawled out of the foxhole. I wormed my way up over a rise to where we had an old beat-up bulldozer. Old Ironsides, we called it. Well, I got a diesel working finally. Swung her around, set her on a course to where those monkeys were holed up. Put her into gear and bailed out. Man, she went crashing through there, clanking and wheezing, carrying the whole jungle with me crouched down behind her. I'm telling you, those bullets were bouncing off of her like hailstones. They threw everything they had at her. And while they were at it, I crawled around, cut you loose, and I dragged you back to our lines.
Wow.
Now, you go to sleep. Cork off. That's an order.
Oscar? You won't go away.
Well, how can I when you're holding on to my hand like a bear trap?
Bedtime stories, nightmares, stuff about wars and jungles and shooting and what a hero he is, and Billy lying there just lapping it up. How Greg could ever have been fooled.
I've heard some of those stories, and if you'll notice, he's a hero of every one of them.
That's right.
I think he's a great big phony. Heaven knows what lies he's told Harvey to get him into the trouble he did. And I blame Harvey.
Sam, either he goes or I go.
That's a good idea. I'll go with you.
Boy, kids are great. You know, the way they bounce back. 1 minute they're down, next minute they're up. It's all it takes is a good night's sleep. Billy's so full of beans now. I'm sorry about yesterday. I just wish I knew that Billy wasn't feeling so good. Or that it was going to rain like that. I never meant to. It was a darn fool thing to do anyway.
Accidents happen, but...
Anyway, I better be pulling out. I've caused you people enough trouble as it is. I never should have hung around so long. I never meant to. It's just that you people have been so darn nice. Well, I better be going. Thank you.
Oscar!
Billy!
You can't go!
You shouldn't be out of bed.
Mom, don't let him go. He can't. Dad, make him stay.
Now, Billy.
Now, Billy, I have to go.
But you said we were buddies.
Well, sure, we're buddies, but buddies have to say goodbye sometimes.
I won't let you. I never had any fun till Oscar came. I hated this dumb old place.
Now, Billy! Now, you listen here to me. You don't know how lucky you are to have a home like this. Now, buddies are a dime a dozen. They come and they go, but you only have one mother and one father. I would have given anything when I was your age to have what you have. Now, you go back up to bed. Now, that's an order.
At least put some clothes on. Don't go wandering around in your pajamas. Oscar won't leave without saying goodbye. Now, you see what you've done, don't you? Of course, I know you didn't mean to.
Oh, what did she mean?
Well, you sort of made yourself a hero to him.
Well, you know how boys are.
Greg was his hero until you turned up with all those stories. He really believes those things you told him. Half believes them anyway. He's going to have the rug pulled out from under him when you leave.
Billy, there's something I have to tell you. Billy, we've had a lot of fun pretending things, you and me. But we knew, really, that we were just pretending, right?
You mean you didn't really do all those things you told me?
Well, I guess I might have exaggerated a little. Well, you know how it is. When you tell a story, you kind of improve on it.
You're not really a hero?
What is a hero? Heroes are in books. The best thing you can do is try to stay alive and do the best you're able. Sometimes you're scared, but you try.
You were scared?
A lot of the times. Scared to death, to tell you the truth.
Greg's never scared, I bet.
Greg's 1 in a million. No. You be like Greg. Okay. Oh, so long, Billy. Say hello to Greg when you see him.
Oscar's still up there with him?
No, he's packing. I don't know what I'm shedding tears about. He's upset our entire life. Just when I think I can't stand him, he does something.
I know. Like Greg.
Greg?
Oh, you know, there were times you wanted to bat him one, and at the same time you'd love him to pieces. Oh, Harvey, come in.
Oh, Harvey. Well, if you come to see Gladys, I'm supposed to tell you she's not seeing you anymore.
Oh, well, that's okay. I understand. I mean, I'm sorry, but, well, I guess maybe we weren't meant for each other anyway.
Now, why do you say that?
Well, Gladys kind of always wanted to marry a banker, I think, and I found out I just didn't want to be one. Well, the way I found out, I got fired. So I got a new job fixing washing machines.
Washing machines?
I just started, and I found out I'm pretty good at it, too. Do you know how many washing machines there are in this town, and how many of them don't work? I mean, we got calls lined up 6 weeks ahead.
But with your education, a repairman?
How much does this job pay?
Well, I'm not sure, but the thing is, in a couple of months, I'll be able to go into business for myself.
You mean you took the job without knowing how much you'd make?
Well, I know this. Maybe I shouldn't be telling it, but Mr. McCaffrey, he's a man I work for. Well, down at the bank, I used to get out his monthly statement, and boy, he makes a lot more money than the vice president.
Well, how about that?
Hey, Oscar.
Oh, hi, Harvey. Don't tell me you sold your invention already.
Oh, no, not yet, but it got me a job. One that's right up my alley, too.
Come in, it's open.
Well, I was just telling Mr.
Is there Mr. Kilroy here? Oscar Kilroy?
Oh, that's me.
They'd like to see you down at the city hall.
Hold on, officer. What's the charge?
No charge. They'd like to have him appear before the city council, that's all. I have a car outside. After you, sir.
Oh, don't worry. I'll straighten it all out. It's probably just that incident at the bank the other night.
You can't hold a man without a formal charge. Darn cops, they're so polite these days. Smile when they give you a ticket.
Then go with him.
We'll all go, or I'll get the car out of the garage.
May I just happen to be able to form an opinion like that?
Oh, there he is.
I promise.
Well, Kilroy.
Hi, Mr. Barrett.
I'm sure you two know each other.
Yes, indeed.
I'm sorry about that little mistake the other night.
Oh, think nothing of it, my boy. No one appreciates a good joke more than I do.
Shall we come to order? Private Kilroy, if you will... ladies and gentlemen, members of the council, it is my pleasure and privilege to present one of the most
distinguished citizens of our community.
Whom he was just about to run out of town.
I call him citizen because that is our hope. Not only in recognition of his contribution to the youth of our community by combating juvenile delinquency, but also in recognition of his service to his country. I am authorized to present to Private Oscar Kilroy the key to our fair city. I don't know why you should, but, well, perhaps I should explain to you that we don't actually have a key to the city. I mean, and we didn't have time to get it, but we're seeing to it. At the risk of being accused of gilding the lily, I am going to share with you a communication which arrived here this morning from the Department of Defense, which we had occasion to get in touch with for reasons I needn't go into. I quote, "Please advise whereabouts of Private First Class Oscar Kilroy. He left no forwarding address. As to service record, following is citation accompanying Medal of Honor, awarded and being held for him here." Medal of Honor? Now, while the enemy was massing for an attack, he single-handedly commandeered a construction tractor, drove it in the face of open fire against the enemy's position, and freed his commanding officer, who had been captured and held hostage, thus opening the way for attack by our forces.
It's true. He did it. Really? Oh, boy.
I can only say with our young friend here, oh, boy. and just as Wilton Junction honors today its adopted son, so he honors us with his presence here. And we are proud that it shall go down in history that Kilroy was here. And we also hope that it can be recorded that he chose to stay here.
Will you, Oscar? Will you stay?
Come on.
Well?
Well, with the key to the whole joint, you couldn't drag me out of here with a tractor.